How's it going, everyone? My name is George, and this is my review for A Quiet Place Part 2. This is once again directed by John Krasinski and stars Emily Blunt, Cillian Murphy, and a few others. And this leaves off right where the first film ended. And it also shows the beginning events, like what transpired on day one, like what was going on with the family before these creatures came out of nowhere, and what basically happened to their town. So this is a very tense and suspenseful film. I think this is more tense and suspenseful than the first Quiet Place. There's a lot more jump scares. The creatures are more apparent in this film, and this is a more this expands the world of A Quiet Place. We get to see more humans. We get to see how more humans have been impacted. A lot of humans become feral. We see like some humans that have gone crazy. Cillian Murphy is the newest addition in this film. He is great in this film. I remember enjoying him as Scarecrow in the Dark Knight trilogy, and he does a great job in this film as well. We see what has happened to his character, his connection to the family, what has happened to his family as well, and we really get to see how society is looking. Like the first Quiet Place was mostly focused on the family, the Abbott family, and how like they've been impacted by all this. We saw, spoiler if you haven't seen the first Quiet Place, how they lost a kid, how it has impacted their children, and we've just more focused on that family. Where in this film we're more focused on this universe, the growing universe, how these creatures came about, what are the weaknesses to these creatures, how are other humans doing, and I really enjoy that. I really like it when films expand the universe. Now this film is well paced. It's, I think, only really a few more minutes longer than the first Quiet Place, but it feels like so much is happening and it's not being rushed at the same time. Like we're getting enough information even though the movie is less than an hour and 40 minutes. John Krasinski does a great job of pacing this film. The characters, we see the children grow more, particularly Reagan. We see her develop a lot more from the first film, and by the end of the film, she's really grown. Another thing I really like about this film, and it's more like my theater experience. So basically, my theater experience with this was I was the only one in the theater. It was a big Apex theater, and I was in the middle of the theater, and I was the only one in the theater. There was no one else in there, and it made the theater experience more interesting because this is a film that is very tense and suspenseful, and so there's a lot of jump scares. There's a lot of moments that like you feel unsure what's gonna happen. So that really enhanced the theater experience. I really enjoyed that. Like I said, we see just how other humans have what's been happening to them. As I mentioned before, some humans have gone feral. Some humans have tried moving on. That's been a big focus in this film, and I really like what John Krasinski did in this film. This is one of those few times where a horror sequel is better than the first film. John Krasinski does a great job of making this a much more tense film. You know, with more character development in this film. We see this family grow. We see these characters evolve. And I really enjoyed this film. I thought this was one of the better sequels to have ever come out. It makes me very interested to see what else they can do. I think the third Quiet Place film is going to be like a spin-off film. I'm not too sure. I think it was just like announced. I don't think John Krasinski is going to be directing that film though. But yeah, John Krasinski as a director, he's done a great job with these Quiet Place films. He's a great actor, but he's also proven to be a great director, and I'm very curious to see what else he can do as a director, whether it's more Quiet Place films, more horror films, or other genres. As far as negatives go, this is just more like a nitpick. I think the only problem I had was I felt like a certain actor was wasted in this film. Like he was marketed, but I feel like he wasn't shown a lot in this film. I don't want to say his name because I'm afraid I'm gonna mess it up, but I just felt like he was wasted in the film because he's a very good actor. He's been in plenty of good movies. So I just felt like had it been some other actor, it would have made a difference. I just kind of felt a little wasted. But all in all, Emily Blunt is great once again. Cillian Murphy, as I said, he is a great addition to this film. I think he's a great actor. Most of the time, films I've seen him in have been Nolan films, but he's been great in those, and he was terrific in this film. One of his best performances, in my opinion. The teen child actors were great in this film. Like, I think a lot of people tend to be tough on child teen actors when they perform, but in A Quiet Place, they've done a great job. And like I said before, we've seen them grow and mature in this film, and by the end of the film, their character development really goes in a great direction. And the settings look great. The soundtrack is once again great. And just the suspense. I really enjoy the suspense. I'm a fan of suspenseful films. I do enjoy horror films, and they do such a great job with these A Quiet Place films. And I feel like this is the closest thing we're going to get to having a phenomenal The Last of Us movie. Like, this is going to be compared to The Last of Us. But yeah, all in all, I had a great time with this film. My theater experience, I think, made it better, but all in all, I had a great time with this film. I think it's better than the first A Quiet Place, and I'm going to give this film an A. I had a great time with this film. This is a universe that I want to see more of, and I'm just glad that new franchises are shining like this, because we see a lot from Hollywood where they try to bring back some old franchises. I'm not saying that's always bad or it's not welcome. I do enjoy seeing old franchises come back. But I also like to see new franchises start and flourish. And A Quiet Place is one of those franchises that I'm enjoying, that are new. And I'm glad to experience it. And I feel like this is a film that I'm glad did not go to VOD or streaming. I'm glad to have had the theater experience that I did have. And if you haven't seen it already, I recommend you go see it, especially if you saw the first Quiet Place and love that film. I think you're going to love this film as well. Some people might prefer this over the first or second one. I'm not too sure. Some people have said it's not as good as the first one, but it's still very good. Or they say, oh, it's better than the first one. Or they say they're pretty equal. So it's really up to you guys to decide. But yeah, A Quiet Place Part 2. I had a great time with this film. Have you guys seen it? And if so, what did you guys think about it? Comment below and let me know. And thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Please share this with someone that enjoys A Quiet Place or seen A Quiet Place Part 2. And as far as upcoming videos, I'm still figuring out what to do for my next old movie review. I've kind of trimmed it down to 3 films. So I'm going to hopefully make that decision and get a review for that film. Hopefully sometime next week. And we do have some newer movies coming out. We got Fast 9, we got Luca, so there should be some reviews coming soon. And I hope to see you guys real soon. And hopefully we get some Spider-Man No Way Home news as well. That's the thing I was trying to say. It's like, when's this trailer going to come out? I'm hearing now the end of June or early July, so hopefully that comes out. In the meantime, take care, everyone.